Hey everyone, it's time again for another spirit art drawing. And if you're not familiar with spirit art is basically when you use mediumship and art together to form a reading. So I will be using colored pencils on paper for this spirit art drawing. I don't know what's going to come in until the drawing begins. I get in a very light trance, which is a very light meditative state, and then I kind of see what's on the paper. I feel what I'm supposed to draw. Maybe I will see things clairvoyantly and then I draw that. A lot of it has to do with what I feel like drawing in the exact moment. So like I said, I don't know what I'm going to be drawing before the drawing begins. The intention behind this spirit art drawing is that it's for a future viewer. So if you're out there and you recognize who I'm drawing, or the concept, or you know that it's for you, it's offering you some personal direction or something like that, please let me know, because then this drawing is yours. It's your spirit art reading and you can get a digital copy of it. So in that case, let's get started on this next spirit art reading. Okay, so here's the drawing. I hope that you can see it well. It is an individual. This is an individual that I drew that's passed away. So this reading is for a specific person. It's not a general reading, even though the message can be general. It also was pretty emotional, so I'll explain the emotions that came up. So the first thing that really struck me was that this woman is very creative, and I happened to put some music on during this drawing, which is something I don't normally do because music, like anything, can influence the drawing. So I didn't want a lot of outside influences, but I really wanted to play this specific chant, so I did. And then this drawing came in fairly easily once I got with the flow. So I kind of took it as that's part of the theme here, is going with the flow. And the issue with this lady is that she could not really go with the flow in her life until later in her life, or the end of her life, because she had a problem with expressing herself, and she was either mute or had a really hard time speaking for some reason. She might have even been developmentally delayed, or had limited speech, or there was something going on. She might have even had an issue with her tongue, some sort of dysfunction that involved her tongue. So she really couldn't speak very much as a child, and she ended up becoming very creative later in her life. So as a child, I saw her really wanting to interact with art and like artist supplies and things like that. But what she would do is she would take the paint and she would rub it all over her face. So I saw her as a child like having red paint all over her face and just like rubbing the different colors on her face, but mostly red, and then there was a little bit of other colors, like a little bit of black, and it really freaked out the adults. Okay, so her adults and the parents in her life would have taken the paints away, because that's not appropriate. You can't just take paint and put it all over your face and make a huge mess and like ruin the studio and ruin your clothes and ruin the furniture and things like that. But that's exactly what she did, because she was a child and she wanted to express herself, and she couldn't express it through words or anything like that. So she would make a mess with art. It was, I mean, pretty obvious, but that's what she did. So she couldn't interact a lot with a lot of art supplies when she was little, because she would immediately make a huge mess. She was very excited. This individual is passed away. She was very excited to get in touch with me during this reading, because I could feel over and over again that she was getting very emotional interacting with me, because she loves art too. She loves art just like me, and she loves lots of colors, and she loves black and white as well, and she loves these mandala type circular shapes and patterns. And so the first thing I started to get when I was drawing, as you can see from the video, is that I was kind of drawing a swirl, kind of like a rainbow type swirl. And that's exactly the type of art she likes. She likes circular mandalas, and she likes circular things, and she likes swirls, and she likes circles and bubbles and concentric circles and all these different types of shapes, like sacred geometry and repetition shapes and patterns and colors and things like this. Like a typical tapestry, that's what she would like. She would like circles within patterns, and etc., etc. I think she found me because I was giving a meditation to some students the other day, and it was a throat chakra meditation, and she is really in touch with her throat chakra right now, and she was at the end of her life, but like I said, not as a child. So as a child, she had a really tough time expressing herself, and as an adult or later in her life, she really found her strength through art, and she became a prolific artist, and she is a prolific artist even in death, and she makes so much art right now and on the other side. And so that was part of the message, is that people that if they have trouble making art in their current life, that they can be an artist on the other side. They can make as much art as they want, whether they were in touch with their expressive selves or not during their waking life. They can always do whatever they want on the other side, and that's exactly what she does. And so her throat chakra is wide open, and she loved my throat chakra meditation. And I think that people in the spirit realm can also benefit from meditations like that, and they probably meditate on the other side for all I know, because they're developing too, just like we are here. And she was really excited to tell me that, because that's very important to her, and she thinks that everybody should get that message. She also loves music, which is why she came in during a spirit art reading where I was actually listening to music, and that's not something that I would typically do. I don't typically listen to music. She loves music. She probably even makes music now. I don't think she did that as a child, and I don't think she did that as an adult. One of the things that she did do as an adult was she worked a lot with plants and flowers, and that's partly how she used her pastime to get in touch with nature, the great healer, and it was another creative outlet for her. And she was really, really into plants by the end of her life. Like, she had gone from mute child in her youth as like a total hippie, expressive singer slash artist slash gardener as an adult. And that is also what she's doing on the other side, is she works a lot with plants. See, I wrote a lot of notes here because I got quite a bit of things. Okay, so what's happening right now is that her grandchildren are discovering her artwork, because she had a hard time expressing herself in life. So when she was older, she created art, and because she couldn't tell her grandchildren, or maybe even her daughter, that she loved them so much, because she had so much problems expressing herself, that what she did was she made art instead. And that is how she was trying to say that she loved her children, or she loved her daughter anyways. I think she had one daughter, and her grandchildren. So they're now discovering this artwork, because I don't think she showed it to them, or else they didn't understand the significance or something. So she couldn't express her love in words, so she expressed her love through art. And she has 1 daughter, 3 grandchildren, I think. And I think her name is something like Maylee or Maylin or Emily or Emily, something like this, or maybe even Amy Lee. These are potential names for her. And she would also daydream all the time as a child. So that would have been another problem as far as like expressing herself. She couldn't express herself, so she would daydream all the time, so she wouldn't really be present. Okay, so if this resonates with you, if you know that if this is your grandma, or if this is somebody that you know, please reach out, because this is your spirit art drawing. Even now I'm having some trouble, like I'm thinking a lot, and I want to say that she may have been like a spirit artist or something, because she was so much in the flow when she drew and when she made art. So anyways, if you recognize this drawing, if this is for you, please let me know. I'll make another spirit art before you know. Bye.